Change. If you like country, we play it. If you like pop, we play it. If you like Latin music, we play it. If you like rock and roll, we play it. Because no one does fusion music like we do. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Programs presented are submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM, The Boss, and affiliates.
Thank God it's...
Welcome to Today with Kashay. It's Digitalk Friday, the day we discuss social and business transformation in this digital age. Get ready, folks, for a loose, fun, and hopefully inspiring dialogue. I'm Jesus, your guest co-host. To my right, the lady of the hour and namesake of the show, also known as my better half. Take it away, Kashay.
Well, thank you, baby. I love my introductions. How are you doing?
Good.
It's
I haven't
Friday.
made a change to the introduction since I
love it. I love it.
You like it?
I love it.
Do I need to add a little bit more flour, make it more flowery for you?
No, it's perfect. What you do is pretty good, so I don't think you need to change anything.
Got it.
How's that sound?
Good.
Okay.
It is Friday. We had a great workout this morning.
Okay.
Before maybe we get started on that, 9/11.
Yeah.
Okay. We will not forget, 19 years ago today. Pretty important date in America's history.
Wow.
And
I remember exactly where I was.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I. I had a colleague that was traveling to Central America for our Latin America team that I was leading.
Yeah.
And he was not allowed to fly out of, he was doing some service work in Central America, or on the way to.
Sure.
And he wasn't able to fly out. Everything had been grounded, called me and said, I don't know. He said, there's a plane that hit a tower or something. I said, okay, well, just keep us posted. Obviously, we found out, shortly thereafter what had happened. And then I was actually in a break room where I was working and witnessed the second plane hit live on CNN. So what about you?
Yeah, I was actually downtown and working with Shell at the time, and Two Shell Plaza, I think. And I was in my office, and I remember someone came by and said, oh my God, everybody get to the conference room, get to the big conference room, which usually meant there was either gossip going on or something serious going on.
That's right.
So I was like, okay, so I get down there, and you're right. As I entered, they had the big screen on, and it literally was going in, and it was like it was such a silence in the room, and it was something you'll never forget.
Unprovoked, and we should keep that in mind in today's environment.
Certainly.
That America together.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that, babe.
Sure. We were running together this morning.
Okay, well, kind of, because you were in front of me. What is going on? This one here, everyone needs to know it, and everyone knows I love to run. Okay?
You do. You are a runner extraordinaire.
No. I
Yes,
can't
you are.
be next to you. So you are so you know how in those commercials or in the movies when they fast forward something or they speed it up and the person's going like, that's what he looked like.
Must have been the Nitro. I think it was the Nitro coffee.
Oh, guess what,
that we had this
everyone?
morning.
I've got him on Nitro now.
Nitro from Starbucks.
I bought us some Nitro, and so he and I are trying this Nitro out together. I don't know what it was, but you were like Speedy Gonzalez. I mean, you just flew through past.
I think I paced myself because we had, was it 7 runs that we did this morning? So what we did, we had 6 sprints. We had a long run to warm up. We did the stretches with Brian, and then we had the 6 or 7 sprints, and then we had the other long running again to basically wind down. So a shout out to Brian and the entire staff at Baby Bull. I know that we talk about them basically every Friday.
Because they're part of what we do.
We're part of that community. They're part of our community in our lives. And also the care and the time that they take on creating new workouts.
I know.
New workouts.
Can I give a shout out real quick?
Of course.
I want to give a quick shout out. I want to thank, first of all, Escalante's. They are donating.
I love Escalante.
Those guys
Good
are donating
margaritas.
food for all of the team here today. So after the show, everyone's going to get to go in there. So shout out to Escalante's, the Woodlands over there here. And second,
is it a liquid diet or is it? What is it? What
you
is it
always
today?
talk
Is it
about
a
I got to
liquid-
get my margaritas.
Is it a liquid lunch or is it?
Margaritas. So anyway, shout out to them. Thank you very much. I'm sure everyone's getting back out now.
Love
so
Escalante's.
definitely go.
Love them.
Yeah, definitely go pay them a visit. And I want our new commercial sponsor. Thank you, Carlos. There they
There's
are.
a picture of Escalante's.
I've had much guacamole from them. But anyway, I also want to thank Tough Law Firm,
Tough,
Bruce
yeah.
Tough, Aaron, Freitag, and the team over there for our new commercial sponsor. So you'll be
Welcome.
seeing that shortly here.
Welcome to the boss,
Yeah.
to Tough Law Firm. Welcome to the boss. There you go. We had a short week this Labor Day weekend.
What? We
Did
had
we have a great weekend or
We
what?
did, babe. We really did.
And the weather cooperated. We had some funky rain,
Yeah.
during the week.
We got out
but we
to
had
the
a
west
great.
there.
We had a great. Did you enjoy yourself this past weekend?
Did. Yes, you spoiled me, and I had
That's
fun.
the idea.
I had fun.
That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Thank you.
Now, one thing that we like to do is we like to go look for places to eat. Would you agree with that?
That's all I ever talk about is food. It's either yes, of course, yes.
Food is a big deal for us, okay? Now, we confess that we are, let's say, creatures of habit. A lot of people are creatures of habit
Yeah.
on where they like to go eat. Time and tried, in other words, you know what to get, you know where to
Yeah.
go, you know what time to go, etc.
Yeah.
So, would you agree that restaurants today are undergoing significant change?
Sure.
I mean, that's kind of a, it's kind of a no-brainer
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one thing that restaurants are looking at is how do we offer, question is, do we continue offering what we offer, and how do we present that to people? Have you noticed one change when we're going now to the restaurants? What's the one change that you've noticed in terms of ordering?
Well, I mean, I think now they do these paper.
Okay, that's
Am I-
one.
that's the- okay,
that's
because of
one.
the
Yeah,
COVID.
that's one. And what else?
They're wearing their mask. Okay.
That's okay. Yeah. In terms of ordering specifically.
Oh, let me think. I'm not sure.
We have the QR codes that we're scanning now. Some
yes,
restaurants
the
were doing that
scan.
already,
The
okay?
scan.
But I was reading about this because since you and I like to go out to eat, and I was wondering, I said, why? If you think about the impact on what this is all doing, not only is it the physical impact of how you monitor and manage operations within the store, whether it's your staff or the people that come, but also how you're offering the food that you are. Enter menu engineers. I didn't know this was a specialty.
Sure.
There is a specialty consulting, an area of specialization called engineering a menu. So every inch of the text in a menu is thought or should be thought out. I thought about this as well,
Interesting.
especially after you shared the thing about Luby's and Fuddruckers.
Yeah.
Folks, Luby's is liquidating.
I know.
I mean, Fuddruckers is liquidating, so the Papa's brothers, or the group of the Papa's brothers that bought the assets of
So I
Luby's
was
7 years.
right on that day.
Yeah. They're not going to survive. I mean,
That's
they are
right.
being liquidated.
I
They
said, I don't know
couldn't
about
remember
that.
with the last time we discussed Luby's, they were for sale,
Yeah, you
and nobody could
mentioned
find
it.
them.
You mentioned that, yeah.
Maybe they should have taken a page out of the menu engineer's psychology of how to create a menu and figure out how to workshop it for maximum profitability. I didn't know this actually is the case. Do you know how? Take a wild guess on what the average profits are, net profits for a restaurant.
Net
Net.
a year.
Just net.
Okay.
In general, percentage.
30%.
Way low than that. I didn't know it's 3 to 5%.
What?
I didn't know it was that low. Either I misread it or something, because that seems awfully low.
3 to
5%. So it's
5%?
under 10%. I would imagine that the higher priced
Yeah.
restaurant, the nicer restaurants probably have a higher profit margin than that.
Wow.
So the idea here is that if you could create the right kind of menu
Okay.
with the right kind of offerings,
Okay.
right, with the right kind of assortment, all of a sudden you've got a guide for higher profitability for your restaurant.
Interesting.
Now, there's three things and three dynamics that go into play on a menu creation.
Okay.
One is boxes. How many times have you and I looked at a menu and thought about our eyes gravitate, because there is a very common eye journey, the eyesight journey. When you open the menu, you typically do, and I was reading about this, it's called the Z.
Okay.
You go to the right, to the left, down to the right, next to the, so it's the inverted Z.
I do
That's
that.
normal. That's normal. So the highest, so the, let's say the most valuable real estate on a menu is the top right-hand corner. When you look at the top right-hand corner,
Oh, interesting.
next time you look at a menu, see if there's
what's
a
in there.
box there.
Okay.
Or there might be a box further down, but the boxes typically draw your eyes to them, and they are typically filled with the higher margin dishes.
Wow.
So the reason I'm bringing all this up is because how do we recuperate, or how do people in the food service industry recuperate from everything's been happening for the last 6 or 7 months? One way, again, is just to revamp their offering of menu items.
Sure.
And just look at, you know what? Out of these 20 items, we might just keep 10, or we might keep 12.
Yeah.
Let's drop the lower priced. Now, there is another piece of psychology that happens, or another dynamic. It's called extremeness aversion. People avoid the most typically avoid the most expensive item on a menu. However, they might go for the second highest priced. So there's a decoy. There might be the most expensive item. They might sell it. They might sell it every once in a while, but people will probably order the second most expensive.
Psychology there.
Psychology. So they use the higher priced as a decoy, knowing that you're going to go to the second one.
That's cool.
I don't want to spend that much.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they might the second most expensive. Now there's buzzwords. This is the third dynamic I wanted to share with you. There's buzzwords that will guide somebody to maybe try something new. And those are unique or ingredients or unusual descriptions. You like Mi Cocina. Remember the Mi Cocina here in the Woodlands?
Oh my God, was there all the time. And Escalante's, love you all.
Of course.
Restaurants here in the Woodlands.
Of course, Escalante's is awesome. But one thing that Mi Cocina, I have to shout out to them is, one thing, they are known for their guacamole. So if you've got the guacamole, it's incredible. So if they've got the guacamole that they actually create at your table, and they've got all these unique, you know how many times I've given into that, say, yeah, let's get it done,
Heck yeah.
and I want to see them doing it and create it to our, with the bacon bit, a little bit of bacon and all that. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Now, using words like signature, you've heard that. You've heard the word original. Okay, famous. They make high margin items more appealing.
Of course, yeah.
Now you always want to,
I want the signature cocktail.
I want the signature cocktail. I want the the big
I
one.
want the big one. Just bring me everything at the bar. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know this, but if you remove the dollar sign from the dish prices, you probably get a better affinity to buy those items.
Oh, that is true. I agree with that.
Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I've seen that done, and I've actually fell for it.
Well, studies show that customers spend more when the number is a standalone number and it doesn't have the price next to it.
That's so freaking cool.
Now, there's some magic numbers on how many items per food category. In a fast food place, how many items do you think how many number of items do you think are appropriate in the main menu? How many items?
Fast food. You mean like that one when you're...
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. In the core menu, what's
10?
the 10? It's actually less than that. Carlos, how many do you think? 6. 6 items is the magic number at fast food places.
Interesting.
For nicer places, nicer restaurants, it's 7 items for appetizers and desserts.
Okay.
And 10 is the magic number for main courses. Now you wonder about chains like the Cheesecake Factory that still have that long menu.
Sure.
Remember, you and I talked about Chili's or Burr Paredes. They were books. They were books. And say, how do you choose through all this? Okay, there's actually a method to that madness, because sometimes it gets so confusing. You have to call the server over to get confirmation, and the server is trained to sell you the higher priced item.
Wow. Would have never thought.
Remember, they're also banking on a tip, right? They're also banking on a tip.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the idea today is, how do we convert that psychology on the smartphone? Think about that. How will we do that?
Well, I mean, I guess the same menu and the same concept,
Yeah.
all of those tools that you just said, that they applied on the paper or the book or whatever. If they upload that, they
Yeah.
create it
Yeah.
in that same format, using those same principles, then
Yeah.
upload it to a digital format, so that when you scan, you get the same as you would if it was in front of you on paper.
Yeah.
But on your
You
phone.
might have bigger font, et cetera, so the
Yeah.
typeface and the font.
Yeah.
But I look at it the other way as
Oh,
well,
okay.
operational, because you could do that, but then also less menu production, less menu printing, saving money.
Sure.
Either the stuff on recycled paper or just less items.
Yeah.
Just less items. So
savings.
the idea here is to try to get back to profitability and get back to where you were before COVID. No question, COVID has made a major, major impact in the food
Oh,
service.
my
And
God, yes.
huge. We don't have to go and sit down anymore. We just, order it in. Watch our shows, right?
That's what we do. That's what we do. Didn't we do that
Now,
yesterday?
next time we look and we go out to eat, we might do that tonight. We're going to check out those menus.
And we will.
All right. We got some other really cool stuff coming up in segment 2. Everybody hold on. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Bruce Tuff of the Tuff Law Firm. We are located in the greater Woodlands area. If you need any smart, tough lawyers, call us 281-681-0808. We do personal injury, real estate, construction law, business law, probate, all the legal services you may need. We have over 100 years of experience in our office. Call the Tuff Smart Lawyers, 281-681-0808. Tuff Law Firm.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Hi, I'm Isaac White, owner of the Isaac White Agency, a full-service property and casualty insurance agency located in Texas. Whether you need us to help you with your auto or your home insurance, your boat or your RV, we've got you covered. And our goal is to make sure you feel good about your insurance. Call us at 936-448-4000.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
If there's something that we noticed on the holiday weekend, babe, was all the Amazon and Prime trucks. You need to fix the
Oh, baby. You're great. You're great. You guys.
This time it's not the bangs, it's actually the microphone that's not
Not the
operating.
bangs today. It's the microphone. Could be something else. Yes.
We did notice, I mean, they do
On the
not
Amazon.
stop. They do not
They
stop.
were just, yeah, because I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden that truck zooms by, and I'm like, babe, there goes Amazon.
Or pointed out the distribution centers that we saw along
Yeah.
the highways as
Oh,
well.
true.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
blowing and going. Well, guess what happened recently? Amazon just received the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration certificate to begin drone deliveries.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Okay.
Drone deliveries.
I think it's amazing.
It is. It is. This is makes Amazon the third company after UPS and Alphabet, which is Google. Google has a subsidiary called Wing
Okay.
to do so. Now we've got 3 major companies that are going to be operating drones for deliveries. Do we love that or what?
That'll be great, babe. We'll have our food delivered. We'll have our other stuff delivered by drone. We'll have everything going. Just everything coming to us.
It goes back to the couple of weeks ago we started talking about what is it that we're not going to be, why do we need
Yeah.
to step outside? We can do the mirror, we can have the Peloton,
You
we
said-
can have Uber Eats, we
Yeah.
can have the drone,
You said you could take me on a date virtually.
I can take you for the dirt. You want to go to Italy? Here, open up the computer.
Oh, darn it.
Oh, darn
no,
it.
well, I kind of want to taste the food while I'm there. You know how we are about food. Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. I didn't know this, but Amazon has drone development centers in the UK, Austria, France, and Israel.
Wow.
Okay. The first retail drone delivery from store to door
Okay.
was on October 18th, 2019. A drone delivery by CVS. This was in Christiansburg, Virginia.
Okay.
And they delivered to a couple. They ordered the following: cough and cold pack, including Tylenol,
That's great.
Hall's cough syrup, cough drops, tissues, emergency. I love emergency. I take it every day. By the way, I highly recommend it. And bottled water.
Oh.
We talk about bottled water all the time, babe, right?
That's perfect.
What do you think about that?
Oh, that's a perfect delivery. I mean, if we can have all waters, those big packs delivered by drones and dropped in our yards or wherever, it'd be great.
Yeah. The other one that is now about to start a pilot is Walmart. Walmart is teaming up with the company called Flytrex Drones, and they're controlling the drones through the cloud using a smart and easy dashboard. So the drone technology is actually relatively simple. It's literally a remote control, kind of deal. But this is interesting. And Walmart, when they were talking about this pilot program, they declared they will gain valuable insight into the customer and employee experience from picking and packing to takeoff and delivery.
Interesting.
What do you think the advantages would be on drones, on using drones for delivery? What do you think the advantages would be?
Well, I'm guessing one is cost, hopefully.
Okay. You're talking about the sales or the distribution cost?
I think the distribution cost would be lower.
Okay.
I do I also think that, I don't know, I think it's also convenience.
That's one.
I mean, you can't beat that one. That's a couple. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, we have convenience already just by Uber Eats, a person delivering the stuff forward. Would you say that we have convenience today through USPS, FedEx, UPS,
That's true.
the Amazon Prime, the Amazon delivery person?
I guess the reality is you don't have the interaction. You don't have to deal with, it's...
Do we have it today? Do we have the interaction today?
Well... depends. Like if someone's delivering food and you don't tell them to leave it at your door, you still
Okay, there you go.
Whereas with the drone, it is truly just so for a company, if I'm utilizing a person versus a drone, I have less. I don't have benefits. I don't have the personalities to deal with.
We spoke about robotics the other day, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't have to deal with all of the stuff that comes from the human aspect, which has a lot of different aspects, versus just having the mechanical. Now, there pose obviously other issues on that side of it, but there's a lot of that cost-wise and morales and all those kind of things that fall under that
Very
umbrella
insightful.
Do not have to apply anymore when you have that aspect.
Very insightful. Here's a couple of advantages. One thing is you were getting closer to it was delivering packages more quickly.
Okay.
So if you have drones available there, and then they don't have to wait to be on a route. You can literally take it out of the warehouse. If that's just an easy pick and fly out. Literally just fly out.
Well, I'm sorry, but that makes me think of a question then.
Okay.
So is there not an air map in the sky? Can we have drones flying every...
FAA. That's why the FAA is involved, because they have to create...
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they have to control that airspace.
I would think.
So it only goes up to a certain height, and it's...
I wonder if they would have to control...
Well, there'd be some traffic, management there. Drones are battery powered. They don't spew emissions like a delivery van. Okay. Nor do they clog up the road. But there it is right there. If anybody that's watching online on Facebook Live, there's the path. So they're low enough where they can avoid other flying objects. Okay. And then they have the technology to be able to say, where am I going, and do I need to land there or not?
That's great.
Yeah. Now, we don't believe that the drones, or Amazon doesn't believe it's going to happen immediately for a couple of reasons. The government still needs to write the rules. We just showed you the air map a second ago, but the rules haven't even been written yet on managing that. Okay. The companies themselves, exactly what you were talking about, they need to create the business model. So who's going to manage the drone? Okay, is it really feasible for us? Okay, what's the cost aspect behind it? We already know what the cost for the human is, and is it cheaper to just load it on a truck and he's got 10 stops and doing that way? Do you even want drone delivery as a consumer?
I want to try it.
Okay.
Okay, because but yeah, I want to try it. I will stop at that.
Okay, you want to try it. What about the liability? Think about the liability for a second. What do you think the liability would be?
Oh my gosh. It freaking drops the bottle of water on a 4-year-old child playing in the backyard. And the child, that's the first thing that comes out of my head.
That's one. What about privacy? It has a camera. Because the
Oh,
camera,
so it's
because
gonna
remember,
capture stuff.
it's operated by somebody else that has a camera that's watching. It has to film where it went. Do you ever get the picture from the Amazon person that takes a picture that it was dropped off at your front doorstep or at your garage or whatever?
know.
Okay, so I've had that before.
Oh, because I'm in the building, yeah.
Okay, so what happens is if you're in a freestanding home,
Yeah.
sometimes you get an image
Yeah.
of the item that was put on your doorstep to confirm, especially at Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's actually there. Yeah. What about noise? Just what about in general? I don't want to be, I don't want to be bothered by this thing hovering overhead.
Well, again, yeah, there are some negatives.
Okay.
That it could potentially pose. I'm
Right.
going to say potentially, such as dropping things on people or on cars or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
delivering the wrong thing to the wrong house and dropping it off. Got the wrong address for some
Got
reason.
the wrong address, got the wrong item? Okay.
Things. Yes, too much. Cameras going everywhere. Some lady thought she was private in her home, and
A drone flies by.
and boy, you weren't private anymore. And everyone's, So there are a lot of those things that. But again, with everything now,
Mm-hmm.
we have those issues that we pose with all of the technology.
That's right.
That is the biggest thing right now with all of it. Anyway, so
Well, if you've got Amazon, CVS, I told you about in 2019, on October
Yeah.
18, 2019, the first retail drone. You got CVS, you've got UPS, you've got Alphabet, which is Google, doing that. I mean, we're talking about major companies that are investing in this. They're not only investing in that distribution, they're also investing on the robotics, on picking and preparing the shipment.
it sounds like it's on its way, and
It is.
We're going to have to figure it out when it gets here, right?
Now, one version that I had seen, I saw this in Mexico one time,
Okay.
is that in some cases, the cities are so dense. Why do you think they have helicopters, going from one place to another in New York because of the density and just to be able to get there quicker? This was in Mexico City. I had a colleague that ordered samples from somewhere, and it was 2 hours away if he drove there. Okay, so I said, I'd rather pay an Uber driver to go and pick that up for me
Okay.
and then bring it to me.
you.
Okay, because my time is worth much more than that. What are the other employee issues that you think would come about
With a
with a drone by adapting drones, and all of a sudden you don't have to have them picking the product or delivering it?
well, I mean, a lot of mix-ups.
Okay.
I mean, the biggest thing is the mix-ups of the products and things that are not. I mean, the drones are, because again, there are going to be some kinks in the system.
Okay.
So where if a human catches it,
Mm-hmm.
they can maybe stop it along the way because there's different protocols and can get controlled. But if a drone is just, there's no way to, it's up, it's gone.
Well, it's just as good as the input.
Right.
Right, so
Very
the
good.
input. So the system is going to be able to catch that. I worked with a company in England one time, and the way they had
Yeah.
the errors were so low. And I was wondering, how are you, when you're picking the product in this huge warehouse, how are they so low? Because everything was voice operated. And so what happened, they had a protocol. They worked in an extra step in the way that the way that the warehouse manager spoke to the warehouse, they called him a shop leader or the floor leader.
Yeah.
They had to speak to each other by a headset.
Okay.
And so what happened was, it was almost like an air traffic control kind of thing. He said, I need one of this. You said you need one of this.
Wow.
Yes, I need it. So they had to repeat it. And when they got it, the errors in picking were virtually nothing, because they didn't just read off a list and assume that it was right. They actually voiced the list
Right.
as he was picking it, and then they got so good at it, they were just doing it, and there was no slowdown.
So there was still a human aspect.
There
is
was
what
still
you're
a human
saying.
aspect at
I
it.
see what you're, yeah.
I was thinking also about the people that were doing the deliveries and the picking.
Yeah.
You have to retrain them, right?
Oh, yeah. There's
Okay.
always new training.
New training.
Yeah.
You have to retrain them.
Yeah.
You have to retrain them. Yeah.
Which is a cost.
This is so interesting. I mean, when I thought about this, I
Yeah.
said, think about the changes that we're going to be seeing. Now it's going to be normal within a couple of years to see drones just flying by.
I know.
Today, it's more for, photography, for capturing images,
Yeah.
for advertising. Now the actual deliveries.
That's going to be so interesting to
I
see.
can't wait to request my
I
first
know.
drone delivery.
I know, but-
I can send you a gift. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah, it'd be great. Like, if you could say, okay, and then I said, guess what? I just got it delivered, and your gift just arrived from a drone. It's kind of, actually, that's kind of creative.
Okay, got it.
That's actually kind of creative.
Do that. Just give me a little hint. Giving you a little hint.
Oh, okay, come on, y'all, do it.
Hurry up, Amazon, hurry up. Very good. We are going to continue with some of the Digitalk stuff.
Okay.
You're going to love this next segment. So
Awesome.
everybody, sit tight, take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Perfect.
Turn on your glam today. The Jenna Klein collection is here, elaborated with natural products. Give yourself a compliment with our organic lip glosses in more than 15 shades. With the Jenna Klein lip gloss collection, you can hydrate your lips and keep that glamorous look that you need. Turn on your glam. Visit jennaklein.com. And don't forget our skincare collection with natural ingredients that will improve the skin's appearance and prevent visible signs of aging. We have everything you need to achieve smooth and vitalized skin. jennaklein.com. Turn on your glam today.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1.
My name is Dr. Willie Villarreal. I'm a board-certified family nurse practitioner, doctor of nursing practice, and owner and founder at Core Sports Health here in Conroe. At Core, we take a root cause functional medicine approach to help you achieve your optimal health and vitality. If you're suffering from any of the following symptoms, we can help you through a comprehensive treatment plan that includes diet and nutrition, exercise and activity, hormonal balance, and stress reduction. For an appointment, please call us at 936-441-2673 or visit us online at coresportshealth.com. Thank you and hope to see you soon.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
It started as a dream. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to have my own restaurant. And it was a dream that finally we had the opportunity to build it here in the Woodlands. And I'm so happy with it.
It's a really authentic Italian food. I try to maintain the most original possible. It's very important. Every day I make my fresh pasta.
Chi mangia bene, mangia italiano. Please come and visit us.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Babe, it is back to school.
Back to school.
Is that
Yes.
a song? Is that a
Yes.
song? It's back to school.
It's back to school.
So tell me what you did, you and your sisters did, preparing for back to school, man.
Well, it was always the same things, right? Like,
Okay.
you wanted to get your supply. It depends. Like, if we're
Okay.
talking in the very beginning, like the elementary days, it was
Yeah.
like you got your school packs.
I love getting my supplies. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, you did. And you would get your, remember how they come in those little packages with everything? And then it was you wanted to go get your clothes.
Of course you
your
did.
new clothes. You're shopping for your new clothes. And then it was not so much, you started to just kind of, as you got older, it was like, okay, what clothes do I have? What do I want to go get?
Mm-hmm.
And what were some supplies came when they came? I mean, it started to change.
In
the beginning, it was like a novelty.
the more the fashion statement, you think?
Well, yeah, because then you started to become more. In the beginning, it was more of a process, like get your bag, go get the clothes, and you get the certain little outfits lined up. Then it became more of I'm going to do my thing, get my clothes, and then kind of I'm going to get this book instead of that book, But it was always a novelty.
So when you were younger, and especially on the wardrobe, did you plan it out for like the first week or so?
So here's a deal, real quick. I don't think you knew this. Like, so from my freshman year.
Freshman year in high school.
Yeah, I had to wear something new every day.
For the first week or what?
I aimed for the whole year.
Oh man!
So I would go out.
Fashionista. No wonder you're in the fashion business.
That was and then I got past. It was a phase I went through.
Okay.
And so prior to that, junior high was just normal, whatever. And then for some reason, my freshman year, I was all into fashion. Like I had to, and so every weekend I was out shopping for something new.
Yeah.
Whatever money I made or had or got, it was always try to shop and find things. And I went, so I was really. And then after that, I would.
Do you consider yourself or did you consider yourself, or do you still, a shoe girl?
Yes.
You do, really?
Shoes and purses.
Did you ever shop, you and your sister, do you all ever shop
great. Keep going, baby.
Yeah, of course. We will. We're going to get into this.
Okay.
Because I was really looking forward to this topic, especially for you. Payless Shoe Source.
Oh, well, no, that's one place I didn't get a chance to get any shoes from.
Did you avoid it?
Unfortunately, I think they're no longer in business, but I didn't get a chance to go there.
Payless is back in time for the new school year with a new website, a new name, and plans for new brick-and-mortar stores. So listen to this. I didn't know the brand was this old. Payless was founded in 1956, but it filed for Chapter 11 in 2017. Okay, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That was the most recent bankruptcy filing. It came out of bankruptcy filing, but then it filed for bankruptcy for Chapter 11 protection again in February 2019, roughly 2 years later. And it shuttered. I mean, it basically closed down all 2,000 plus. They had 2,000 and plus stores in North America. By the end of June of 2019, they had shuttered all those. That's it. I thought they were gone. Now, they have emerged from bankruptcy now again.
They are fighters.
They big time. Yeah, in January 2020 with a new website and a new name. So it's called Payless.com. And they dropped the Shoe Source. It's just called Payless now. Payless. So you never went to Payless? We did when we were young.
No, we did Stride Right.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Stride Right.
Okay, Payless, and we did Stride Right, actually.
And then, I mean,
there's some other shoe stores. Yeah. What do you think about? You said strong brand when they coming back there. They are a survivor. What do you think about? My question to you on this is retail brand. We talked about retailer. Toys R Us the other day. We spoke about that and how this digital age provides so many opportunities, not only for new brands to thrive and launch, but even older ones to reinvent themselves. Hold on to the word reinvention, by the way, for this show. How many lives can a retail brand have? That's my question to you. How many lives?
I guess it all depends on where the market is when they choose to do it. I mean, if they're willing to hang on, I guess, such as a Payless, and ride these waves, they're riding. And when they come back, and they come back at the right time and on one of those waves, then they can continue to survive.
What do you think for brands that are well-known brands? What do you think brands like Coca-Cola? We spoke about Tide. We spoke about the cereals. Remember the cereal when the brand started coming about in the late 1800s. Brands like Toys R Us. What do you think is their most valuable asset?
I guess their name.
That's right. Well, or the brand itself. The brand itself is the most valuable asset that Coca-Cola has is the brand, the actual brand. And the brand is really a collection of things, okay? One is the name, one is the logo and all that, but what does the brand represent? That's huge. We talked about emotional connection the other day. So there's a reason why these very smart people, it could be a private equity firm, it can be, a new firm or a fund that just bought the assets. Okay, they just bought JCPenney, for example.
They did?
There's a mall operator that just bought JCPenney. Remember, there was a mall operator that just bought Toys R Us. Okay, and then teamed up with Amazon to relaunch Toys R Us.
Awesome.
So something tells me that there's got to be there's some equity there that still has, or there's equity still existing, and they could still bank on and create value on top of for the mainstream consumer.
That's a good point. There must be some equity.
There's got to be. Now, what they're going to do in the stores, in the new stores that they're going to, remember, they're going to start launch new stores because they had shut down the other 2,000 and change. The new stores will feature a first-of-its-kind augmented reality. When was the last time you matched shopping for shoes and augmented reality? An augmented reality foot comparison chart.
No. Wow.
Okay. So I'm thinking about the goggles and everything, augmented reality.
Okay.
I don't know how they're going to do that. And they're also going to have smart mirrors and touchscreen wall panels as part of an updated store design. I would be encouraged to go into the store just to check that out, just to see how they're going to do that.
So they definitely have made themselves innovative as they've come back.
I mean, they are really rethinking. So think about this. We've been speaking a lot about the retail, whether it's a grocery store for Amazon Go, whether now, if it's Toys R Us selling on Amazon, and then now Payless reinventing the shopping experience. I mean, that's a big leap for a brand that's been around since 1956.
Yeah.
That's a big leap.
Yeah.
And then our friends at Luby's couldn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's one of those things. Like, it's what are people looking for today? People will always want shoes. And I guess if they reinvent themselves in the right way, people are going to always buy shoes.
Right.
Right? Luby's, you know, people are always going to buy food. But I guess the cafeteria concept is kind of faded out, maybe.
Well, now, I had gone to the Luby's in Katy.
Sure.
Anybody that knows the one on Mason Road, that's been there forever. Okay. Now, if they could just, I mean, I thought that the furniture and the fixtures inside the store, it was something out of the early 80s.
Right,
So
that's the thing.
At some point, do you understand that it's not just that great Luann platter that you can get for that price? The price point is also incredibly competitive.
Sure.
I've got so many options,
Sure.
for that price point. Oh, and I'm also offering a discount if I come in at a certain time. So the margins must have been squeezed, not providing, they had to service the debt and not providing enough cash to be able to upgrade the store for just a better experience.
And I think for that price point, you bring out a very good point, sweetie. For that price point, most people are looking for a quicker service food. I think that may be where Luby's lost it. Luby's has the idea of go stand, get in line. They have to go, but it still takes a while.
Right.
From the last time I've been, and it's
Right.
been a while. But this is where, you know, you have to go wrap around. Sometimes the line is long. If someone's going to be paying that price point, they're looking for that quick, like go to Chipotle level. They're looking for that quick go to like a Torchy's Taco or something on that speed. And Luby's they would have had to come from that perspective to stay, I think, competitive.
I would have been okay. I'm okay with the time.
Oh, you
Because
are?
I'm
Okay.
looking at I mean, you're
Yeah.
looking at a buffet where I'm getting served, basically.
Okay.
But however, the quality of the food is good at a
Yeah.
great price.
Okay.
It's just, it wasn't somewhere I would go every day, for
Yeah.
example, because
Yeah.
just the atmosphere to me, it's just kind of bland and old. I mean, I'm looking at it as a consumer. I love Luby's,
But it's also who you're gonna go. Certain people are gonna go. You know, a certain group of people are
Sure.
going to be more comfortable in
Sure.
that. I think today you're right. The people that are going out more,
Yeah.
the age group is where
Sure.
I'm going, are looking for a different feel, a
Good
different
point.
flavor.
A different kind of experience.
Yeah.
Now, from retail store, from a shoe store retailer brand,
Sure.
let's look at a shoe brand. Let's
Okay.
look at Nike.
Okay.
Nike announced that they are cutting ties with a lot of retail. Let me see if you know these retailers.
Okay.
They will no longer sell its branded shoes and clothing
Okay.
to Zappos
I've heard of Zappos.
online. Zappos, they're out of Las Vegas.
Sure.
Belk. You ever heard of the Belk?
I've seen Belk.
Okay. Dillard's.
Yes.
They're no
of
longer going to
course.
carry, Bob Stort's Fred Meyer. They're no longer going to sell
Fred
Nike
Meyer?
stuff to Fred Meyer. Wow. BIM, EB Lens, and City Blue. Now, collectively, these retailers represent a nice footprint, about 1,000 stores.
Oh, wow.
That's not bad. That's about a third, or about 25% of the size of Walmart.
Wow.
So that's not a small footprint.
Interesting.
Now, they are going to continue carrying Nike-branded shoes and clothing in Dick's Sporting Goods and Shoe Carnival,
Okay.
as well as famous footwear and designer brands, also known as DSW.
Okay.
Okay, so why do you think they would keep those and not the others?
I guess if they were basing it on sales,
Partly.
I'm assuming those are the ones that when they went down the list, they looked at the numbers that made sense to leave them where they are.
Yeah.
The others, it's time to pull it. That would be my guess.
Well, one thing also is what will happen is if you've got an empowered customer, let's say I'm Nike.
Okay.
Okay, and I have an empowered customer that has a really big footprint. It said,
Okay.
think about Dollar General. We spoke a lot about Dollar General. They said, I want to buy your shoes or I want to buy your peanut butter. However, you've got to give me a different container size, a different flavoring, a different packaging, a different everything. Or I want the Nike, the new exclusive item this year, but you can't sell it to so-and-so, and then I will commit to. What it does, it reduces, okay? It reduces the possible inefficiencies, okay? Or it reduces the complications that come with providing people with different kinds of product. Now, Nike sells a lot of products,
Sure.
okay? But if I have a reduced second-tier channel, then what happens is I reduce the risk associated with trying to sell people different items, because if they all sell the same items, they're all going to be competing against each other. And to impose and monitor, minimum advertised pricing becomes complicated through all those people. So they can reduce the channel distribution to have better control on how they're getting to the market. Also, this is in line with their consumer direct acceleration strategy.
Okay.
Consumer direct, direct to consumer. At some point, what do you think is going to happen with Nike and their consumer? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, it just depends. They're going to... In what respect? I mean, like as far as...
What's keeping me from going to Nike.com right now?
Oh, because you're going to start looking at what's cost.
Nothing.
Well, but the other thing is also, I guess what I would do if I'm about to buy a Nike shoe and I'm a consumer and I see that shoe, one of the first things I'm going to do, because I know now there's so many other options I can go to that I can get a better deal.
Yes.
Because I know this just as a runner, I don't do Nike, but when I go see, oh, that's the shoe I want.
Yes.
Then I go shop. I look and I put that and see where can I get the best price on that shoe, and that's where I buy it.
So what do you think Nike feel? How do you think they feel about that?
Sorry, Nike. But they probably don't like it.
Exactly.
But that's the competition.
That's
where it's at.
So you control your destiny by going directly to the consumer.
Yeah.
You can upsell them. You can sell them what you want.
Yeah.
And then you don't have the channel play that's forcing you to do things that are outside that don't promote efficiency in the way that you produce and you price. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I think that they are eventually going to go direct.
Yeah.
They tried to do that with Amazon and they got out of Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you got Nike.com, I mean, that's as powerful as a brand as there is.
Yeah.
So very good.
Interesting.
Excellent, babe. All right, we've got the final segment. I got a great quote for you coming up in segment 4.
Tell
You ready for that?
Give me my credit.
You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hi everyone, this is Chef Laurent. I'm the owner of Taste of Paris, a catering company for seniors. If you want to know more about our services, give us a call at 832-415-7374 or visit our webpage at laurentvalsculinary.com. Thank you.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
If you're a U.S. citizen, meet your state's requirements, and will be 18 by Election Day, you can vote. But first, you need to register before your state's deadline. Check with your local election office. You can register there, or you may be able to register online at the Department of Motor Vehicles or using the National Mail Voter Registration Form. Your election office may send you a voter registration card listing your polling place. On Election Day, that's where you'll go. When you get there, you may need to show an ID to vote. Then, fill out your ballot. If you don't know how, ask a poll worker. If you know you won't be able to get there on Election Day, you may qualify to vote by mail. Remember, voting rules are different in every state. Learn more about voting at usa.gov/voting.
Hello, my name is Dr. Sadaf Javed. I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist and I see adults also. I've been practicing in the greater Houston area for the past 5 years and my practice is in the west side of town. In these unprecedented times, it is so important to check in with your mental health. Please pick up the phone and call 832-304-7244 or mycognitivepsychiatry.com and we would be happy to help. Thank you.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
I've got a great quote for you today. Okay? So listen to this.
Okay.
This was from George Eliot. I understand he's an essayist and a writer, smart guy. It's never too late to be what you might have been. I'll say it again. It's never too late to be what you might have been. What does that say to you?
Different things. It's never too late. The theory is we're all born and destined for a specific gift.
Okay.
Or several gifts in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
And not all of us have found it,
Mm-hmm.
or if we have, we're not always utilizing it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never too late if you haven't done that yet, until you're gone, to actually embark on it and make it happen.
Good point. A word that I used earlier in the last segment was reinvent. So I want to talk a little bit about reinvention.
Okay.
Because I think reinvention is incredibly important today.
It is.
You know,
It
would
is.
you agree that the way we look at age, our biological age, is different than how we looked at it 10 years ago?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, age today,
It's just a number.
it's just a number.
Truly
it's
is.
just a number.
It truly is.
It's just a number. What do you think we have to do, babe, when things are changing so rapidly? Let's talk about change and reinvention. Things are changing so rapidly.
Well, one, you have to be open to change, to
Mhm.
want to reinvent yourself.
Mhm.
A lot of people are afraid or not
Mhm.
sure if they
Mhm.
can do that.
Mhm.
And number one, you have to be
Mhm.
open
Mhm.
and to be able to grow, and to be able to adapt.
Right.
And you have to also educate and stay relevant.
That's right.
Stay on.
That's a really good point.
And stay on top of things.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I look at reinvention as beyond just tweaking.
Okay.
You're tweaking. So you're going to continue to refine yourself.
Sure.
Let's say we're running. Let's say we're working out. We're going to
Yeah.
continue to tweak what we're doing.
Yeah.
But when I met you, I literally reinvented the way I approached running. Because I wasn't a big runner, I really didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm here with
You
an
could
expert.
surprise me. You could surprise me. Anyway.
But I think it's beyond just tweaking ourselves. I'm talking about significant change.
Sure.
And I agree with you that you have the opportunity to reinvent yourself. And it's not only an opportunity, it's almost an obligation, considering
I
how
like
fast
that.
things change.
I like that.
I'm in the middle of the book, or actually about 60% in, about the book on Benjamin Franklin. And the rate of change, when I thought about, there was years he was in France, there was, the Revolutionary War took a little over 8 years. The way that the time was so extended, to us it's immediate because we get an email, like that.
Oh, sure.
But back then, he was in France negotiating a peace agreement with the English, or he was
Yeah.
one of the lead commissioner to do that, and he was there for 2 years, to try to get
Gotta
that
close
done.
that deal.
Yeah, got to close that deal, but I got 2 years to do it. But so I look at the rate of change today. So not only is it an opportunity to reinvent yourself today, it's almost an obligation. This is why I admire my mother so much, because in her golden years,
Yeah.
she has reinvented herself through YouTube in terms of how to crochet better, how to knit better, how to bake bread now, and I really admire that. I really admire that because she's taken it to heart. Take education. Do you remember when we spoke about the talk was getting into that university or getting that degree from that university?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree that reinvention is amply applied in education today? Do you think that the education world, that the traditional education, especially at the higher learning university level, do you think that's been adapted or changed at where we are today, especially with the rate of change?
Sure.
No question,
Sure.
no question. I ran across a new offering at the MBA level. It's called the Power MBA. The Power MBA takes 15 minutes a day for 10 months. It costs less than $1,000. And the people that are offering the courses that are done online,
Yeah.
you can download them or watch them live, are people that come from industry. There's no professors per se in this thing, from what I could tell. But these are successful entrepreneurs and directors in well-known companies that actually teach the courses. Tesla, one of the founders of Netflix. So if you have an opportunity to take a coursework,
When I start a business,
sure, if
yeah,
you start a
whatever,
coursework,
yeah.
or how they applied digital marketing, how they applied finance to acquisitions, how they applied whatever, new production processes from people that are living it in today's world. Do you think that would be attractive?
I think that's a very relevant
Yes.
approach to getting your MBA today, because it's very applicable to the market.
Do you think that something like that would be relevant 20 years ago, we were talking about 9/11 in the late 90s.
Only if they had the foresight.
Only if they had the foresight.
Otherwise, yeah, it wouldn't have been good for that time.
Yeah.
But it would have definitely been good for now.
I remember when online coursework came online.
Sure.
Okay.
University
and then
meetings.
you had to figure out whether or not it was
gonna make
it was
sense.
you know it was going to make
Yeah,
sense. How were you
yeah.
going to be able to do it, and whether it was viable, and was it accredited? Second, because everything had to be, a lot of things had to
Transfer.
take your test in person, the whole deal. Now, I think that it has the way that we are educating ourselves today has been proven through the test of time, that what I can pick up on social media, YouTube, and these types of media to learn something has proven to be as viable as somebody that's a tenured professor, and I'm not downplaying that because I think it's still valid, is as valid today as it was as a traditional MBA. What do you think about that?
Well, I totally agree with you. I think what has happened is the way that innovation has proven to be successful for those type of individuals that you've just talked about, and how they talked about a lot of them didn't have college degrees
That's right.
and things of that nature.
That's right.
The traditional method of going to college and getting your bachelor's and all those has had to adapt
Yes.
to this.
That's
so it's
correct.
conforming. I think it's conformity is a good word, because the reality is they, for so long, and no downplay, but for so long that was what I always talk about, is that is the only way. You must do this, and if you don't have this, you can't be this person. They now have finally had their time where they have to revamp themselves and realize that's not the only way.
I totally agree. I totally agree. This is interesting. They apply there's a school of thought around learning, and there's a concept called micro-learning. Micro-learning is between 3 to 5 minutes of incredibly focused learning. Okay, let's go back to the YouTube thing, because I brought this up a couple of weeks ago. We talked about time. We talked about the example about, is 6 minutes too long?
Way too
Is
long.
driving from the back of the Woodlands to the front, is that too far? Would you take the time to do that? So the time has become so incredibly valuable to us.
Sure.
Whether it's warranted or not. But 3 to 5 minutes
Yeah.
is the standard time for micro-learning. I will watch a video for 3 minutes.
I will too.
I will watch a video for 5 minutes
And I think it's a great concept.
and be focused.
Yeah.
And be focused.
I agree.
That's called micro-learning. The cost online for the Power MBA, $850, takes 10 months, and you learn from credible experts in industry and entrepreneurs.
Well, there they go.
I love the concept. I love
I think
it.
it's amazing, and I'm glad that finally society is realizing where they can improve themselves and through technology and innovation in multifacets.
Right.
And that's great.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Events by Kashay.
Oh, my
What's
gosh,
going on with you and Kayleen? Cupcake? What is it?
Cupcakes
It's
and
in
bubbles.
Okay, what's going on?
Yeah, so we had our virtual.
Yeah, how did that
event.
go?
Well, I love it because the information was great.
Yeah.
We had our first one at it.
Yeah.
And bless Eric, our new intern's heart. So we had a few technical difficulties, but
we have a great audience.
But
Very
we have a great
patient.
audience, so
very patient.
The information is still the information. So those who RSVP'd, we definitely will have packets that we put together, some nice packets, and they can also pick up their bottle of champagne, compliments of cupcakes and bubbles.
You did talk about this, and I wanted to RSVP just so I can get my gift.
Well, you know what, baby? You'll always get gifts. So I will, if you want one, just all you have to say is, you don't even have to say it.
Are you going to send it to me in a drone, or is it in person?
I'm going to do virtual.
Oh, touche.
Yeah,
Touche.
you're going to get a virtual, and you're going to see the glass being poured, and you're going to supposed to pull out,
You're going to say, enjoy.
Yeah, I'm going to surprise you. No, but anyway, it went very well. And Events by Kashay is evolving. We've got some things coming up.
Wow.
There's some stuff.
Anything you want to share? Any little hints?
No. Well, like you said, about the reinventing yourselves and doing things of that nature. You were not supposed to keep a clip of that, so we can delete that. But anyway, as we talk about reinventing ourselves, There is some new things that I am working on with Events by Kashay, which you probably know about.
A few.
From behind the scenes. So they will be rolling out shortly here. So
one thing that I do welcome the COVID time, not only because, you and I met, but beyond that, it forces you to think through.
Oh,
It
sure.
forces you to get outside of your comfort zone. It forces you new ways to do things. It forces you to revamp. It forces you to rethink and reinvent. I love the word reinvention, and I love resilience as well. I think we need to apply that every day.
I agree, babe.
All right.
Can we go have Friday together now?
Let's go have Friday together.
Okay, let's go do it.
All right.
Have a
It's
great
time to go.
weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.